often after a keynote address, the best questions about emotional intelligence come up because you get, it runs the spectrum of kinds of questions. And today, in after the keynote event, one of the participants had asked, how do you go about introducing this to individuals that might not be open to it? In fact, to people who'd be like, a hell no. And what we were talking about is, in leadership, creating the environment in which individuals will be open and vulnerable to share with you what really is going on with them that is impacting their performance and behavior. And so I provided her with two answers. Well, three, but two serious ones and one joke one. So the first answer is, the way that I presented it to them in a keynote was, I asked them to come into the deep end of the pool. I asked them in self-actualization to think about what is truly meaningful to them. If they were to build and design a life that was rich and enjoyable, that they spent their most precious resources, time and energy on, what would they be spending their time doing? And to not let things like shoulds and obligations and expectations to cloud the design that they were going to come up with. Now, getting right up in someone's face a direct report that you don't really have a strong relationship with, and asking them like, what is meaningful to you? It's going to get an arm up. It's going to get the old Heisman move, because it's just too intimate a question to ask somebody right out of the gates. And so I provided her with, like, take the baby step in, ask the first question, or ask the question, like, what is meaningful to you in life? What's like really important? And, if you had all the time in the world, all the energy in the world, what would you spend your time doing? Ask it in a really informal, casual, cup of coffee at the water cooler kind of way. Allow the other person to feel the deposit of your trust. Allow the other person to experience your non-judgment, your curiosity, your interest in knowing them, and then be reciprocal. If they're having a hard time going first, share yours. Share yours first. You go first. You be open. You be vulnerable. Let them know that you are trying to establish a stronger, trusting relationship. Now, the second answer was, you can ask, and they don't have to go on that journey with you. Just because you're their leader does not mean they have to have a tight relationship with you. Yes, it helps to know each other really well so we can pick up on signals and have important conversations, but it's not necessary to do. And so ask, introduce the opportunity, explain the intention behind it. And if they want to bow out, that is okay. Ensure as a leader you have a rich toolkit for cultivating relationships, establishing safety and trust, and being able to get to know your people in ways that work for them. And then the third answer was, well, just pull a sibling move, put them in a headlock and force them to do it. Rich, right? It's a rich question with multiple answers to it, multiple ways of going about establishing trusting relationships with the people that we lead. And it pinpoints always to having very dynamic tools as leaders, because who we are leading is an individual. We can't use paintbrushes and lead everybody the same way. So we need to have a lot of tools in our toolkit in order to lead everyone in the way that they need to be led.